Hello and welcome to oddsjet.net. The wait is nearly over. The pre-season friendlies are giving us a taste of what's to come, and the battle to win the transfer window is still in full swing as we move into August and the return of domestic football across Europe. In this video, we round up the latest significant outlier odds to be found for Europe's top 4 leagues using our exclusive Outlier Odds Finder tool. When it comes to comparing the odds, our Outlier Odds Finder helps you instantly find where there is significant divergence in value between the top and middle companies. Outliers can often be 20%, 30% or even 40% for outright winners, and this is what oddsjet.net helps you to identify. Let's start by looking at the odds for the Premier League outright winner. Now you can find the Outlier Odds Finder near the top of your display, and if I slide it all the way to 39% plus, we can see that the Outlier Odds Finder has highlighted Manchester United, West Ham and Crystal Palace. So if you fancy the Red Devils to win their first title since 2012, or the Hammers to build on their European success last season, or Roy to steer his beloved Palace to glory in what might still not be his final season in management, then there's 39% plus odds difference between the top and middle companies. Now, if I drop the Outlier Odds Finder tool back down to 21% plus, then we suddenly see that there's significant odds disparity between the top and middle companies for two more potential winners, with Tottenham Hotspur and Brighton both highlighted. So if you fancy Ange Postecoglou to finally help Spurs win the Premier League, or Roberto De Zerbi to lead the Seagulls to their first ever top division title, then there's 21% plus divergence in odds to be found. Next, let's head over to Spain and LaLiga. And as you can see, if I max out the Outlier Odds Finder tool, we see that there is 40% plus outlier value on Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, Villarreal and many others. So if any of these teams are your favoured choice for this season's Spanish title, then there's 40% plus disparity in odds to be found. Now, if I drop the Outlier Odds Finder down to 25% plus, we see that Real Sociedad is highlighted. So if you reckon it's time for the White and Blues to win their first title since 1982, then there's 25% plus divergence in the odds to be seen. Next, let's head over to Serie A in Italy. And as you can see, if I again max out the Outlier Odds Finder tool, we can see that there's 40% plus outlier odds on Sassuolo and Verona, along with many others. So if you fancy any of these teams for this season's Scudetto, then there's a 40% plus odds disparity to be found. Dropping down to 27% plus, we see both AC Milan and Roma highlighted. Could Milan win their second title in 3 seasons? Or could Jose Mourinho finally inspire Roma to their 4th title after waiting more than 20 years since the last? If you think they can, then there's 27% plus divergence in the odds to be found. Finally, let's head to Germany and the Bundesliga, where with the Outlier Odds Finder at 40%, we find a huge amount of choice. Can Dortmund put last season's final day disaster behind them and win their 9th title? Or can Leipzig finally win their first? Or maybe you fancy last season's surprise package Union Berlin to go one better than the 1923 runners-up medal. If any of that catches your interest, then there's 40% odds divergence to be found between the top and middle companies. So as you can see, there are plenty of potentially interesting outright winners where there is compelling outlier odds to be found. Head on over to oddsjet.net to give the Outlier Odds Finder a try for yourself. Well, that's all for now. We'll see you next time.